Hello everybody. It is a new session of Holochain-in-Action. It is a virtual weekly meeting from Holochain community, gathering feedback and sharing our knowledge about the design, architect, and philosophy somehow the Holochain, and somehow also pair programming. And if you would like to participate, the whole meeting is not recorded, just the part which is a good content that it is good to be public in a YouTube. We are just recording that part. If you would like to participate, please go to the description. You can find a link and you need to apply because it is a closed group and with a membrane. So this session, it is all about a technical deep dive to elemental chess. We are going to open it. We are going to see what kind of modules are inside, how it's implemented, how it is published, how you can use it as a use case, an example, and how to follow the patterns. So I hope we can cover all the topic. Otherwise, we are going to have it as a part one and then continue it as a second part another week. Before starting, this week we have a special guest, Eric Harris Brown, one of the co-founder of Holochain. Really pleasure to have Eric. And before everything, I would like to ask Eric if there is something you would like to share. And you made us really happy to have you. And please just.
Oh, I don't have, I'm mostly here just to participate and listen and support. I guess the one thing that I would share is that to me, this is a really exciting time because we're in that phase where everything is exploding and expanding really rapidly because all of the details are coming together. And so the different parts are really working now. And it's taken a long time. It's a complicated system, but I'm in this place of really just being thrilled to see the work that everybody's doing in the community and super grateful for it and grateful for your work, Hidayat, and Guillaume, your work as well. So mostly gratitudes and excitement. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. And also, hello to everybody else. Warm welcome. So, deep dive to elemental chess implemented by Guillaume. Let's go to Guillaume. Guillaume can start explaining a little bit about the team, about what's happening there, and I'm gonna drive it and we go to the code and we start sharing. Guillaume, please.
Cool. Okay, first of all, I want to give credit where it's due, and I did architect elemental chess, but most of the implementation was not done by me. It was done by Manuel Puentes, who is a developer in ICE. So yeah, I wanted to look if he could join us today, but he couldn't. So yeah, credit to him and credit to all the team in ICE. So yeah, elemental chess is like the first application that we have built in ICE that's ready to go public, or we are doing a closed community test of elemental chess in a holo-hosted test network, which is really exciting. It's the first one after elemental chat, and everything is working and we can play chess online. So this is like totally amazing and awesome. Yeah, and this is it. I can, do you want me to start by sharing a little demo of the project, or how do you want to do this?
Please, for the first step, let's have a demo, and then I will go for sharing and to see what's happening, and we will continue the process. And please go for a demo.
That's fantastic. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I have it.
Cool. So I don't want to get into the code because you're going to do it. I just want to bring it up. And right now I just want to give the demo. You see that I'm bootstrapping 2 terminals and running 2 commands in them, but I want to get into how the development environment is set up a bit after the demo, right? Oh, and I have the issue, I assume you are listening to me a bit chopped, because I have the issue. If you can see here, my CPU usage is starting to build up. Let's see if we can do the demo without any problems. Okay, so we have already here UI is popping up. So localhost 8000 is Alice, localhost 8001 is Bob, right? So I'm going to just log in and we can talk later why test just works, but it does. Test2 just works, right? So here, this is elemental chess. What you have seen before is the Holo signing process, right? So this is the signing process for Holo. I have to sign in again. So now this is already elemental chess. And the first thing that you have to do when entering elemental chess is actually create your profile. So you put the nickname, you create the profile, and you are here, right? Let me just give you a run through of what you can do. So here is the list of players. You can create an invitation, searching for an agent. You have the pending invitations, game history, and current games that you are playing, right? So I'm going to sign up now as Bob. And I should be able to do Alice, right? So Bob searches for Alice and now sends the invitation. Okay, let me see if I can do the signals. I can show the signals correctly working, right? So send invitation. The invitation is automatically accepted here via signal, right? So it's reactive. Alice accepts it, and now both go to the chess, and now we start playing. And as you can see, like everything is reactive, quite fast. Admittedly, this is only on one machine, so it should be fast. But I've played this on Holo, and if the connection is not horrible, like I've had sometimes some trouble because of the connection, Wi-Fi connection and so on, that may affect it. But otherwise, it's pretty fast, like it's immediate, and you can play without having any kind of problems in the connections and so on. So let me
GM,
just,
in this example, are you, so locally, are you going through a proxy or are you using MDNS?
I'm not going through a proxy. I'm just communicating. I am going to the Bootstrap server, but local IP addresses to communicate.
So
It could be done with MDMS.
It's the equivalent of MDNS. It's just local
Yeah.
IP addresses on your localhost machine. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just finish the demo here, which is trying to do checkmate. Like over the, oops, what's happening here? I cannot do. Yeah, okay. Okay, and this should be checkmate. Yay, checkmate. Okay, so you see here, checkmate, you win, right? And now if I go back here, you have one loss and you have one win. Okay, so that's basic demo. There is not much else to show, like it's elemental chess, right? So over back to you, Hedaya.
Yeah, thank you. That is fantastic. So we know what's happening if it is in a distributed peer-to-peer. But let me add another layer and then we continue. For those of you that so far with us or you did follow the video or not, let me explain what's happening. So far, we implemented Holochain application. So, and then we try to run it locally. And in the future, you will see how you can run application, so connect to other peers directly. Also, there is another topic named Holoport and Holoport network. So as a distributed peer-to-peer cloud computing. So what does it mean? It means from the elemental chess, we are going to learn and to see how to implement application and host it on Holoport networks. So it means there are two topics: implementing application, use it as a peer-to-peer distributed, or host it on a Holoport network. So far, we just did implement and run it in a local host and try to find a solution to just run it locally and connect to another peer via some pattern like a proxy pattern. So I'm going to share the link if you would like to implement a proxy pattern, where to find the link, so on and so forth. But in elemental chess, we are going to see what is the story on a holoport? So that's it. When the topic is about a holoport, please go to elemental chess and see the pattern about the holoport. So if there is no question, I would like to go and open the Visual Studio to see what we have. So yes, it is my Visual Studio. First of all, before anything else, let me share something that where to find the elemental chess on GitHub. Like always, after a while, for sure, this repository is going to be changed and improved to be sure that the content that you see in the video is going to be fixed and you always can follow. Guillaume created a Holochain-in-Action branch. So it is just only for this video. It means anything you see in the video, it's going to be valid for always. This video is going to be connected to this branch. Any new changes will be applied to other branches. So if you are watching this video and you would like to follow the code, please go to this one and also to this branch. I'm going to share the link in description, number one. So, and then let's go to the code. So I open the code, it is the elemental chess, and let me also manage my here, yes. I'm going to start from the zone, like always, we see, generally I open it, you see we have a DNA, all the DNA setup, interesting part, we are going to talk about that. Chaperone, you see it is about the holoport, and the UI is going to be here. In a DNA, we have a different zone. If you remember, we always open the cargo to analyze who is on. We have a profile, we have a chess, invitation, and joining code. So that is great. So before going here, I would like to go to DNA. And if you already watched the video, you know the video of the Hello World or other videos. You know when we are going to create a package or app, we are just building all of them in this folder. So I would like to go to DNA and read that. So it means the package of this application involves profile, invitation, chess. So my first question, Guillaume, why we have this tree and the zone is one more? It was my question when I was reading the code. Why it is not in the DNA, and what is the pattern, if there is something you would like to share?
Yeah, totally. So we
you
have.
You can control the keyboard and my mouse if you would like to move to show something. Please.
Right. Yeah. Okay, thanks. So, okay, we have set up a Holo development environment here in the repository, which has been challenging in some points because the documentation still getting there, and the libraries and there are not a lot of examples out there, right? So in that process, one of the challenges is that if we want elemental chess to have a membrane proof, you have to set up a way for the development Holo environment to be able to accept that membrane proof, right? Mm-hmm. And what we did is, okay, we said at development time, we don't include the joining code zone, and then we can test with whatever we want, right? It's basically because we are a bit lazy and we want to be able to develop and see if the features are working or not without the friction of having a membrane proof, right? Okay. In the future, I want to improve this a bit and let it be so that the joining code is improved there, and there is a joining code included when the HC sandbox is generated and installs the application.
I will note that one thing that's true, I think, inside the membrane proof zone is that there's a property that you can set for skip proof. That's how we've been doing it in Elemental Chat. Is that during dev time, you just set that property to true.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. I remember seeing that property, but I hadn't thought like, yes, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Eric.
Wow, thank you. Having Eric, it is beautiful because of, we are learning something. Thank you. Great. So let's continue. So it seems we have this one. Let's review what we have in this zone. I suppose I see that most probably all the chess functionality is are located here.
Yep.
Invitation is going to be here, joining code and profile. So let's go to the structure. For example, profile, we already talked that first we go to the cargo. Cargo is telling us that the profile, if you remember, we already review the profile. And as you can see here, there is no specific code. Exactly, it is a modularity. It means we implemented Holochain-Open-Dev. You can find the profile and consume it. How to do it, we are going to review right now. It is the profile, we already reviewed it, but we are going to take a look a little bit again. Let's go to the joining code. Joining code again, lib, okay, it means the code is here. Okay, and if there is anything in cargo, yes, joining code, one part is coming from the elemental chat and another one from Holochain. Okay, we are going to see. So source cargo for invitation, again modularity, there is no right code here. We need to go and open the invitation. So that's it. And for chess, for sure, chess is a local code. So yes, we have a HC10 base. So okay, this one. So before going to the detail, let's have a overview of the structure, how the modularity is working and how the things I can see. Again, before starting going to each module, I made this one. So it means it is chess, profile, invitation, joining code. So it means when I saw in a demo that you and there is a user registration, it is profile, yes? It means at the beginning, we see all the calling zone, it is profile. Am I right?
Totally. Yep, you're absolutely right, both in UI and in zone.
That is great. So then at the next step, you try to search me and find another Alice, find Bob. Again, it is part of profile, yes?
Yes, with a nuance.
Okay.
Which is, if you remember, the searching of an agent is done inside the create invitation block. Right? So if you want to create an invitation, you have to search for an agent.
That's it. It means search for a profile, send invitation, it is the combination of these two.
Exactly. Yeah. The create invitation block uses the search agent element from profiles.
Let me go to the invitation. It means I just want to, first of all, to analyze where to use what.
Yep.
Where to use which module, and then we can see how to implement. So it means in the elemental chess, here we are right now. Let me see also.
So if you want, we could do like a dependency tree of everything that's in chess. In that, like if you go back to the draw diagram.
My diagram.
Yeah. Your diagram, I think, is quite good. So perfect. So we have something like,
you have control. Please do whatever you would.
So. Perfect. So we already know. Okay. Oh, it's not reacting.
Okay. Wait. I stop share. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. So chess is the top level application, right? The consuming application, right? So you have something like the profile zone coming in from Holochain-Open-Dev, right? We have in ICE, we have coded the invitation zone and UI that depends on profile. right? And then chess directly depends on profile as well.
I see.
And it also depends on invitation,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
And like for now, this is all good. And then chess also depends on the joining code create that Holochain and the Holo team have done in Elemental chat, because the pattern as of now, it has to be the same to join the membrane proof. And then there is also another one, which actually it's quite big. Oh, let me see, copy, paste, and oh,
You
allow.
want a new block?
Yes.
Add new one here. Click on.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so, and this is HC turned based game.
Yes.
Actually, this is like I think this is one of the most interesting things in the whole application, because it's providing the engine by which you can run any kind of turn-based games in Holochain, right? Oops, and this is out. Okay, so this is the dependency diagram. Let me clarify this because it could be better. Yes, this is the dependency diagram.
Okay, I got it. At the beginning, I wanted to log in. I need to use a profile modularity. Then I need to search and to search other user. And at the left side, there was a list of user. It was a query from a profile.
Exactly.
Then I wanted to search and send invitation. It is the combination of these two.
Exactly.
Other party would receive invitation, which is part of this invitation and query invitation. When a user accepts invitation, all the rest is going to be inside chess. It means player A and player B are going to start. Chess is going to play. Joining code, it is all about the part that maybe today we are not going to talk, because it is based on the when you are going to give a ticket that the people can join. So maybe we are not going to cover today or this session, let's see, but it is clear. And also HC turn-based game, chess is going to use to see who is turn actually. So
exactly.
That's it. All the user invitations, all the history of chess, and who is turn is here. For me, it is clear. If there is no question, let's continue.
I have one comment, which is I'm really happy in the way that we did this, because it's the first application that in which we really took advantage of the pattern of modular zones that we have been developing. And the way in which this is set up, like next up in the pipeline, we have other games actually, like in ICE, we want to do Go, we want to do Connect 4 and things like that. And profile invitations and turn-based game are already there for us, are already coded. We have like 0 lines of code need to be added to that to be actually 100% compatible. So I'm really happy. And you know, when you are like happy that yourself from the past did the right things and so on, and you love yourself a lot, and all the others that did the right things. So it's like, oh my God, yes, thanks.
That is amazing. So another part which is beautiful, how to host it, or UI, I'm going to postpone it at the end. It means let's review the module, let's review how the thing is working, and then jump into the launching or actually hosting on a Holopod. Are you okay?
Perfect.
That's
yes.
it. Okay, that's great. Let's continue to review the code. So from here, I go back to the code. So I can say profile. So again, we already covered this topic, how the things are working. So it means you can find a profile in this URL. I already clone it, and yes, it is profile. So we already one time reviewed the profile, but there was some changes. So is there anything you would like to mention? So Guillaume, is there anything new? Because we already reviewed with the Kizuna and with the TATS, we review profile. Is there anything new you would like to mention?
No, that's the exciting part. Like there's actually nothing else, like it can be reused as is.
That is great. Quick review for anybody that would like to see it is a profile. So as a modularity you can use, like always, we are going to go to the tunnel to see dependency. So it has just a one zone, so and lib, entry definition, it is, we have some path, anchor pattern maybe also inside because it is the path entry definition. We already explained this pattern a few times. So we have a profile. So the main functionality in Zoom in a quick review, they are the main functionality that this Zoom provide. Create profile, search profile, get agent profile, get my profile, and get all profile. That's it. Yeah.
Did we talk about the way in which share profiles works previously?
No,
I
please.
don't remember. Okay,
No.
I think that's a neat pattern actually. And this is proving useful now that we can search, like if you remember when you do create invitation and you can search some agent, right? And if you, I'm sure you didn't get to see it clearly, but that search box requires 3 letters to be able to start search. So you can't search actually for A, you have to search for ALI, right? For Alice. Why is that? Because the somewhat naive but working first pattern that we have implemented is to index the profiles, right, in a path. Okay, let me go here and go. Okay, so when you create a profile, what you do is from the nickname, right? So the profile, a profile is really is a nickname and fields, right? And here any application could have different fields. And actually what I want to do is make this zone compatible with personas and profiles in following versions so that you can include this zone and have direct compatibility with personas and profiles. But what we need to assume actually is the nickname. And why is that? Because we want to provide the search profiles functionality. And the way it works is that at every point in which we create a profile, there is an anchor, a path generated. And if you go and see the path, okay, let's go here. So this is getting the nickname and getting only the 3 first letters and creating an anchor from all profiles and those 3 first letters. Right, so you have things, you have anchors like all profiles Ali, which has a link to Alice, and to Ali, Alicia, and to, I don't know, more names that begin with Alice. And you have also another path, which is allprofiles.bob, which is which has a link to Bob, Bobby, I don't know, Bob Swana, I don't know. Whatever names start with the same 3 letters are the ones that we will be indexing with the same path, right? What this allows to do is that then searching a profile is really easy. Like you only, if you ask the user for the 3 first letters of the nickname they are looking for, then you only have to do a get links on this path and it will return the profiles that you are looking for. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think instead of 3, it's better to put 2 letters because not that many names are the same, and you will be asking for less content to the user to actually do the search. But this could be configurable also. I hope that makes sense.
Totally. Thank you. It is a nice pattern. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah. I think this is the only interesting thing about the zone, actually. All the other stuff is like normal.
We already also discussed about the uniqueness. Is there any new topic about the uniqueness we want to add, or all the topics we discussed are valid? So if anybody would like to know uniqueness, it was the old topic.
Yeah, nothing to add here from this zone. This zone doesn't assume that there are unique nicknames in the DNA.
That's it.
Potentially, we could develop a new zone which tries to enforce that, or at least notifies conflicts arising. But at least we need to have an exported zone, an exported version that doesn't assume that.
Thank you. I think right now I would like to mention, maybe also Eric would like to add something about the uniqueness. It can be a little bit more technical, can be philosophy, that what does it mean uniqueness? If it is a bug, what does it mean it is a bug? So it means if you would like to use a profile, so you need to think about the identity management. And what does it mean identity? So GM is this GM, maybe there are 1,000 of GM, but we confirm it is a GM Cordoba. So we confirm it is Eric and Lucas and others. So, and that's why a uniqueness, it is the things you are supposed to think about that and to implement something more if you would like. So that's it about the profile. So it is the everything you can see. Generally, as you know, in a lib, we are putting all the main functions, so you can receive the sense that what you can have. And right now, chess is especially using when you send the invitation, you send it is a search profile, and it was the philosophy Guillaume explained, and all the rest code you can find here. I think there is nothing more to share in the actually profile. Guillaume, is there any specific topic in UI of profile that you would like to share, or let's close the profile and continue?
If you want, we can just show the search agent element to for people to understand how, like, because we have just talked about the search profile functionality in the backend. So if we see it in the front end, it would be like, oh, okay, and this is how the backend and the front end assume that they can talk to each other, right?
Yes, you already have control of mouse.
Perfect. So you already talked about lit element in the past, right?
Yes.
So lit element is a library to export custom elements. So native web components, really what they are able to do is do the normal things that we can do with frameworks, JavaScript frameworks, which is rendering, complex rendering, and so on. But they can be used across frameworks and even with vanilla JS, right? So in this way, the module, right? So this is a profile module intended to be used across a wide range of different applications. The module doesn't need to determine the UI framework that you want to use. You can use whatever UI framework you want and still including these elements and using them, right? That's the idea, at least. So, for example, search agent, right? So what we are using is something called the context pattern, right? Oh, okay, interesting. This is a bit duplicated, but that's okay. So if you have used a context pattern before, I don't think you have talked about this, Hedayat, before.
No.
Right? So a context is something that many JavaScript frameworks have in mind, which is a way to have the parent of an element set some state, and then all the children can get that state. Right? So if I set the connection to Holochain as a context on the parent, then I don't need every element to go and get it because it already can receive it. Right? It's like setting a global variable, but it's not global really. It's just for the children of the parent in which we are setting the content. And this is how we can request that context, right? So here we are saying, hey, this is a dependency injection in a custom element, and we expect some parent to be setting the context for us.
I see.
Right? Did that make sense?
Is there any is there any place that we used it in the, because we are right now in the profile project. Is there any example of this one in the elemental chess that we can show?
Yes, there
Yeah,
is.
please.
Okay. You want to show?
Let me bring. You are looking for elemental chess. It is. Sorry. It is. Please. It is elemental chess.
Perfect. You want to show how to set the context or
yes.
how? Okay,
how
perfect.
There are two topics.
How to use it? How
you implemented the profile UI, because when we call it, the UI also is going to be inside our project. It means element. Imagine I'm going to implement a project named X. I'm going to use profile module. So all the components are going to be there. I would like to see a consumption part, not the how I can consume a UI of profile.
Exactly. Perfect. So now we are in the elemental chess repository, and this repository is actually quite lightweight because it's including importing everything from the different sites, right? So we already treated the dependency tree. So we have a big chess app element, and this is lit element as well, but we could be using React here or whatever, since this is the consuming application. And here we are importing from profiles all the things that we want from profiles.
I see. Okay.
Right. So npm install from GitHub, and you get all the things that you could get from the profiles module.
Yes.
Right. And then what we are doing, let me scroll a bit. Okay, we are saying here, we are setting the context. We are saying the chess app is going to be the root element in all our application. So we can set the context of everything that we want, like the dependencies. We initialize the dependencies here, and we say, okay, the context that profile store needs is this one. So all the children elements are going to get this.
I see. I see. It is a store is a state management.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So the previous video for the visitor, the previous video, it is not this one, but generally I implemented and demo state management. So if you would like to see what does it mean, state management, please go to the previous video, previous session of Holochain-in-Action. So I think we need to make the diagram here, Guillaume, am I right? So it means how the components are going to be hierarchy. If we inject the store from the root, all the child elements are going to receive it. Yeah.
Sure. We could also, like, if we scroll down, let's see if this is enough. If you don't think it's enough, that's all right. Okay. So here is the render function, right? Yes. Of the element, and we are just including list profiles, for example. It's not exactly the same element, but it's another element. So this is just a way of saying, hey, profiles module, get me the profile store and all the elements I want. And now if I set the profile store context, I can include and declare in my HTML all your elements that, assuming that they will work. Right, so this is already a directly usage of this element that comes from the profiles module.
In this case, list profile is going to receive something, yes? It's going to receive.
It's going to ask for the context, right? And the context is set in the chess app element.
By the parent, that's clear.
So the chess app element is the parent, and then inside the chess app element, you declare the list profiles. Yes. And the list profiles request the parent, and the parent says, yes, here you have the context.
Yeah, I see. I see. That's great. And everything is happening automatically. We don't need to do anything. That is beautiful. So that is, and list profile, this component is here, or it is in the this is a component. So
yeah, this is a component from the profiles module.
Profile.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was trying to
That is amazing. That
to
is
indicate.
wow, it is a great example how to implement this. Thank you.
So if you want to see, actually we can go see. Okay. So this is how you initialize it, right? Oh, okay, wait, I wanted to do like this.
Yes.
And we can go see here, list profiles, right? On the left, here is how you initialize it. On the right, this is how you consume it.
I see. So here it is the property. Let me, here you are injecting the store from the parent, yes?
Exactly. Yeah.
Context provide. Oh, it is injected. Yes, that is beautiful. I got it.
And the key here is that this profile store context is the same here and here, right?
Yes.
This is the same variable.
Yes. 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 That is great. That's
the main idea. Like that's the only piece of pattern that you have to learn in order for you to start using this in whatever way that you want. And I like this because this becomes really flexible in the sense that imagine if I want to be showing a list of profiles here of this application and a list of profiles here of another application. Or another DNA, another membrane. Like I want to be comparing groups of people, right? So I can reuse the same element. It's just that I'll be setting different contexts. Right? The place in which the structure of the HTML document determines and encapsulates the like all these components go to this DNA, all these components go to this other DNA, right?
Yes.
And that's what a bit what we want.
It means from the root element, I can specify which DNA that you are belonging on, or even zone, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So in that case, we can also easily split up if I have a one entry with a similar name. So in a two different DNA or zone, from the root, we can make it different.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that happens is, okay, that's cool and all, but what happens if I have two zones with the same name and actually I want to include them like collisions? So what you would do is say profile store profiles delta, right? And this is the new zone name, and now all the UI elements actually know what to call.
I see. I totally get it, but let's do not go get it more advanced. Okay. Let's. But if anybody would like to go for the complex scenario, there is a possibility. Please come and ask. There is a possibility to support the complex scenario, but we are not going to talk about it anymore. So if there is no question, we can continue. So that is amazing. I'm going to cover the profile is here. I opened the invitation. Let's also, because we already talked that for the invitation, sending invitation, do you have a demo running on your client? So
I could set one up really quickly.
No, because that's it. If you remember, for the invitation, we search for profile and sending invitation. That's it. I want to remind it again. So I'm in an invitation. So I have an invitation and profile. As Guillaume mentioned already, invitation is using the profile. Again, it is the modularity. Let's go to invitation. So invitation providing just entry definition. It is just invitation link or whatever here. So reading the code. Initialization, remove signal. It is a signaling for another party. If he or she or they are online, can receive something. Yes.
Yeah, this is to receive that another person has accepted your invitation.
Okay, so we already, guys, talked about the signaling and a few times, but I'm gonna open it again because the signaling is the interesting part in Holochain application. Sending invitation, get my pending invitation, accept invitation, reject invitation, and clear invitation. So what's happening in the initialization part generally in brief?
It's creating the capabilities grant for you to be able to, for other agents to be able to call, receive remote signal on your node. Like really, at this point, if you want to do remote signal, you are going to be able to need to call, receive remote signal. And to do that, you need to commit capability grant on init. It's really simple.
That is great. We already also discussed about it previously. For sending a remote, it should be guarded, actually, the function you are providing. Otherwise, it's going to be public and you are going to be attacked, or it should be guarded. Generally, this one at the initialization part, making a guard for a function that another agent is going to be called. Am I right, Ian? Did I?
Perfect.
Yes, that's it. I got the meaning of the emit signal. Yeah, it is here. So if anybody would like to send a signal between agents, you have a really clear example here. Both send invitation. Generally, everything is clear. If there is any part, would you like to add GM, please let me go here. So it means, let me explain here. Generally, this zone has a one invitation. That's it. There is no links. That's it. This is one entry definition. Inviter, invitees, and timestamp. What we need for timestamp? Invitation is going to be expired.
No, we actually needed to differentiate between different invitations. Okay, let's say I invite you for a game of chess.
Okay.
And we want to say, I accept this invitation hash, right? So if I invite you for a game of chess and then you accept that invitation, and a week later I invite you again, and like you're like the entry hash is going to be the same, right? So then links won't work and things like that. It's to avoid collisions between.
Exactly.
Right? It actually doesn't serve a. Exactly. Yeah.
That's it. To make one invitation unique, you added something. That's it. Can do something like GUID or something like that, or
you could, yeah, you could do it, but yeah, you could do it also.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like I was going to say that the timestamp gives you more information, but that's false because you have that in the header. So
yes.
Whatever.
Yes, that is true. So okay, I got that.
Yeah, the thing here that I think it's worth noting is that we coded this so that it's not only a one-to-one invitation, like I'm inviting you to chess, but it's a list of invitees. So here I could be inviting 4 people as well. Right? So, okay, well.
I didn't see UI supporting the multi-invitation. It is?
The create invitation, it is, right? Because you're searching agent and you're putting them.
You are adding to the left side and then send invitation.
Exactly,
okay.
exactly. Okay. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay. So, and for sure, the reason that to reduce the load on DHT as much as possible.
Well, the reason is to support other scenarios as well. Like if you want to support a game of 4 people or 5 people, you can reuse the invitations zone. Right, if we had done it like only one-to-one invitations, then for for people, invitations for people wouldn't be supported by this zone. If I'm making sense. So basically, we only send invitations that have one person inside the invitees list.
So it is a little bit challengeable. What's happening if I reject? What is the result of the reject, accept, blah, blah, blah? Where it is saving on DHT. Is there any need to save the result on DHT?
Yes, there is, because this is a synchronous invitation. So I could send you an invite and you reply a week later. That could be possible. So the rule is, if anyone rejects, the invitation is rejected. That's the rule that what we assumed.
It means if any of an invitees reject the whole invitation is going to be rejected.
Yeah, that's what we are assuming. Like, we had to assume some rule, right?
I see.
That's the rule that we are assuming. There could be another version or some parameter that would modify its behavior, but right now it's like it. It's like
I see. I'm not gonna ask more here because it is a specific. You can easily say, okay, change it to 1 and continue totally.
Yes.
But my question that I see entry definition just invitation, but you told me that the result as a result of the reject also it is on DHT. I don't see any entry definition on DHT. How you are saving entry without entry definition? Where is it?
Right. So everything that's happening is between, so you commit the invitations and then you commit a link from the public key of each of the invitees to that invitation.
It means reject or accept. It is not a specific entry. By making a link between a public agent to that invitation, you accept.
No, that's a create invitation.
That's a create invitation. Okay.
Yes. To reject, you delete it. And if I remember correctly, you actually delete the invitation entry, because the rule is if anyone rejects, then the whole invitation is rejected.
I see.
Right. So any invitee has the capabilities to actually delete the invitation entry.
So
and that means that the whole thing is rejected.
So am I right? It means by default you create also the link. If they want to reject it, they delete the link.
No, they delete the end. If I'm not mistaken, they delete the entry. So let's see if I'm right, because I did not code this. This is manual.
Yeah, also, because I'm looking for the pattern. You know, I'm looking for the pattern. It means deleting or rejecting invitation. Do not always think about any operation by CRUD. It means delete or update or something are entries. Somehow you can create some meaning based on creating a link or editing the tag or delete the tag. I just want to understand this part.
Yep. Okay, so it works like this. And if you go to handlers and you want to be following me, you can. And send invitation, it's quite clear in the sense that you create the invitation entry and you create a link from all the invitees to that entry. That's it.
Yes, here.
Right, and you have the invitees list. For each agent in the invitees list, it's creating a link. Right, so I'm inviting you all. I'm creating the entry and I'm sending a link to you to the invitation I just created. And I'm also sending a signal. Why is that? Because then get my pending invitations is just a get links. If you see in get my pending invitations, is just a get links, get links from my public key to all the entries that are still available, right?
I see, yes.
And then what's happening in reject invitation? In reject invitation, what I want to express is that I no longer care about this invitation and this invitation should be rejected for all, right? So what we do is we delete the entry and we delete our link.
Yes. It is.
Our link to the invitation we delete as well.
Mm.
We don't delete the link from all the other invitees.
I see.
Because they should see actually that the invitation was rejected and then clear invitation.
I see. I see.
So the workflow is a bit like I invite you as four to play a game. You Hedayat accept, so you are still seeing the invitation. Eric accepts, still seeing the invitation. Lucas rejects. Lucas doesn't want to see the invitation anymore because he has rejected it. He knows that he doesn't want to be there. We want to see that Lucas has rejected it.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Lucas rejected. Okay, we can't invite, like that invitation won't work. So clear invitation.
I see. I'm going to say it is invitation entry.
Yes.
So, and then it's going to be invitee, inviter. So it is the list of the invitee, 1, 2, 3. So let's see what's happening step by step.
Sure.
So I'm inviter. So I'm here. I'm creating this one. So and then any of them is creating link right now. What's happening for the first step?
Yes.
Okay.
So send invitation is creating the invitation entry.
Okay, then.
And creating a link from each of the invitees and also the inviter to the invitation entry.
That's it. First step. But one question, is it okay that I create a link for you as an agent to the entry? It is a good pattern generally, or it is a possible pattern?
Like this is the pattern we have chosen for, in our case. If you wanted a bit more security, you could do something like a public capability grant, in a sense that, okay, I'm letting, I know Hedayat, I trust him. So, hey, everyone, I'm letting Hedayat invite me. And then that link in its validation would go and see if I have let Hedayat invite me.
I see.
Right. So you could be a bit more secure. That's right. Yes.
I got it.
But so that's like we are not assuming that. We are assuming that anyone can invite anyone.
I see. To recap, right now it's working that you create invitation entry and make a link on behalf of each of them to this one. Plus that it is not always a good secure pattern because it is because a link between agent key to the entry, it is a part of the entity. It has a meaning. So basically the security is that you should do that because it is a part of your property. But there is a way that you can make it more secure. So it is the first one. Second, let's continue. Because it is the group, if somebody is going, just imagine it's going, this one, A, it's going to reject. So it means it's going to say, I'm going to delete this one. It means mark as a deleted. Yes?
Yes,
mark
as deleted. That's really important.
Yes, mark as a deleted, it means we are not producing a new entry, we are adding a new action header as or event. Mark as a deleted, delete. Oh, sorry. So for the people that still have a question, we don't have a physical delete, we have a logical delete. Mark as a deleted. This one is telling, mark this entry as a deleted and delete my link. Am I right?
Yes, exactly right.
Others can detect how the others can detect this one as a rejected one. How they are query or understand this invitation is rejected.
Right, because what they do is get details on the invitation entry and they receive that it was deleted.
Okay, so it means others supposed to query to go for the details. If there is a delete action in a detail, they are assumed it's marked as a deleted. also they can consequently delete it as a rejected. Yes.
Wait, go
Okay.
back a bit. So at this point, what they should see, because remember, get my pending invitations returns the get links.
Yes.
Right. So at this point, the invitee who rejected isn't seeing anymore the invitation in the invitation lists.
Okay.
Which is what we want, right? If someone has rejected, like it should disappear from
Okay.
their invitation list. But the other ones should see it.
I see.
Because what happened with the invitation? What happened?
What happened
right?
with okay.
So if you go back to the drawing was really good.
Go. You have the control.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Here.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
Let me also
so,
let me make it bigger. Wait. Yes. Please. Wait. Let me. Wait. Do not move. Here also. So please show the process. Hey, wait. Maybe moment. Yeah, moment. Let me make it clear. Okay, it is the process and it is the code. So
perfect. So we have shown the reject invitation, right? And reject invitation does what you see here. The delete link.
Yes.
Right. So delete my own link. Delete my link to the invitation and delete entry.
Yes.
Right. This one is still going to see the invitation in the invitation list. Right. But what they are going to see is that it is deleted. So they will see the invitation and who rejected it.
Okay. Can you show me the query? Because we need to get I would like to see how we can call a get detail and to recognize.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So you see get you get your own agent public key.
Yes.
So from this entry, you do a get links, right? So all the entry hashes to which your agent public key is linked, and then you do get invitations entry info, which is like a sub function, which is a get details.
I see. Yes, that is beautiful. It is the thing I wanted to see. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and here actually we are aggregating a bit information, right? So we are actually saying we are actually aggregating, knowing from just, if I remember correctly, let me see one moment. Right, exactly. We are aggregating the ones who accepted it and the ones who rejected it.
Okay, got the point.
Right? And then we are returning all the information to the front end.
I got it.
Right? And then when this one here sees that it's being rejected and sees that it's being rejected by this one, because this delete has the agent public key, so we can do that, then they can choose to not care about the invitation anymore because it was rejected.
I see.
So clear invitation is doing this. Not, oh.
Sorry, it was my mistake. No.
This, right? You delete your link from you to the invitation entry. So now get my pending invitations doesn't return them anymore.
Yes.
You don't care about the invitation anymore.
I see. I have an architect question here. So if from the query, I can understand that it is deleted, to reduce the pressure on a DHT and propagating more data, it is better to do more action and each person can delete also the links, or it is better to put something and query that one. What is the best recommendation?
Right. If I'm understanding the question correctly, it's something like, hey, this is a bit convoluted and we could create a new entry, which is entry acceptance or entry rejection or something like that, and link to that.
I see. Okay.
Right. If I am understanding the question correctly.
Yes, the clear question that as much as possible, instead of playing, deleting, marking, so any operation that can put a more load on DHT, more operation on DHT, what is the best architect that we can do something that to have a more meaning instead of more data operation? It
Right,
was.
right. And yeah. Okay. So this is a very important pattern, I think, when you're starting to know a bit more about Holochain and the way it works. And the thing is that an update or a delete link or things like that in Holochain don't have inherent meaning across applications, in the sense that in here we are using delete the invitation entry to mean rejected invitation. Right? In another application, I can use the deletion of an entry to mean that nobody should look at it anymore. Like we can't even view this, right? Because of the way that you query things.
Yes.
For example, if I'm doing something like Git, the update of the entry is going to be a new version of the document, and you can go back. But if I'm doing a chain of custody and I'm updating who has the NFT, then that's a totally different meaning, right? It's not like it's a new version of the thing. It's that it's a new chain in the link.
Yes.
Right. So the low-level primitives of Holochain that are available, like create entry, create link, delete, and update, you can use to put your own meaning on top of them. And in this case, we are trying to optimize to reduce the load of the DHT. And in this sense, with just the entry, invitation entry, and the links and deletes attached to them, we can reconstruct the whole meaning that everyone wanted to say. So we don't have to create a new entry and link to that, and that's new links, new entries, new headers. That's a whole bunch of more load in the DHT.
Yes, fantastic. I think one day we are supposed to create something cross-table or to do something that developer can easily compare when to use what, which is better. It means reduce the load or a query on a DHT, or I hope one day we can reach that part. Yeah, I think we have been talking forever. If there is no question, what do you think that we can go for the another part? Because there are a lot of content that I'm worried it's going to be a headache.
Yeah, sure. I'm particularly interested and excited about the turn-based game engine. That's a bit buried in the repository, but it's where most of the action happens actually. And the way that we did it, I like it a lot. And in the way in which the validation is working, like I'm quite happy with this. So in the next part we can review all of that.
From the things I'm thinking, we already have the UI part, the whole topic as chaperone, how to host the UI in a Holoport. We need to go into the detail to open the layers. It is the important one. We already didn't discuss about the chess zone and your turn, actually turn. I think both of them can be the next part as a one standalone. Yes.
Yep.
If
and like it depends. Maybe we have to do a third part. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Let's see. But
no, because the turn-based engine, it's like it's it's bigger than the invitations and profiles combined. Tetela. It has a lot of yeah.
I see. Do you think we can? Is there any question, Eric, Lucas? Is there any? Please.
No question. Just I'm delighted to watch this and see the detail and the depth in which you are both explaining and showing it. And I've also been using the profiles SOM in an app that I've been building, and so this is it's all working really great, and using the context pattern that you started talking about. So I'm excited about it. So mostly just props, no questions.
Thank you. So basically, I think it is better to just is there anything else would you like to mention, Guillaume? Otherwise, let's go for the really quick review and overview and just finish the recording and continue our talk a little bit.
No, I think we are fine. In the maybe it would be interesting in the next part to show how the create invitations element requires the search agent element. But for that can be an next part.
That is great. That's it. I think for the next one, we can list this topic. We already explained anything, the basic architecture, how the things are supposed to be connected, fundamentally the theme for this part. And then so far we are here in the invitation. In the next part, we are going to start a little bit the end part of the invitation, if there is something is remained, but generally we discussed. And then we need to go to the chess and the third chess that it seems quite important and really nice. So, and review the zone, the UI, if there is something remain, and then go to the hosting to Holoport, if we can cover everything. So that's it. Otherwise, we need to go to the third. So we are going to finish the recording. If there is something anybody would like to mention, please. Otherwise, I would say bye-bye to others and finish the recording. That's it.
This is really fun. Yes.
Bye-bye.